Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. Today we've got a BlackView A60 3G mobile phone. Yes, it is interesting that you can style buy a 3G phone in 2020. Well, this one was actually released last year. But yes, let's start with the unboxing. So interestingly enough, the phone already has a case on it, so it's similar to what Motorola does. And there is a surprise as well. So if you do email them with the IMEI, I believe, you get screen protector, headphones, and additional charging cable as a gift, which is always nice. It would be even nicer if they could bundle that in the box, because obviously that would save them costs on sending the item, but yeah. And then you've got a VIP card as well, which interestingly enough, when you drop the phone and crack the screen, they will replace the handset for you. And you also get a 2-year maintenance period, which is also applicable to when anything goes wrong. So it's like a warranty, but they replace the handset. They don't kind of try and fix it, which makes sense considering the phone costs around £60. 58 to be precise, when I've purchased it. So it's actually pretty decent, especially considering the price. So we've got a 6.1 inch display, we've got the case in here as well, and the back is removable as well, which makes it easier to access the SIM tray and memory card tray. You don't need a pin, there is nothing like that. You've got the slots on the top, so you've got a memory card, you've got a SIM card 1 and SIM card 2. Slot on the phone itself. Now the battery is not removable, however, obviously you can unscrew the battery, so it makes it easier when you recycle the handset as well, which is always good. And obviously there is a huge, well, massive battery, 4080 milliampere hours, and it with the Android Go and the not so powerful processor, I have to admit that the phone actually lasts quite long. At least 2 to 3 days, especially your mileage may vary, but yeah, I was quite impressed. We've got a dual lens camera setup on the back. One is 13 megapixels, the other one is 5 megapixels, and an LED flash. We've got a power button, volume up, volume down, headphone jack on the very top, and then we've got the micro USB and a microphone on the bottom. You might think that's not much. You might think that why there is no Type-C, but do remember it is a £58 phone with a display of a 6.1 inch. So I have to admit that considering the price and the battery size on its own, it's already a winner. And you get a dual SIM slot as well. So I have to admit that I'm quite impressed. Obviously the phone itself might not be the most powerful device on the planet. Obviously with the price itself and the components in it, but you do get 92% screen ratio, and the display is actually 19.2 by 9, so it makes watching movies easier, and I'll get to that in a second. Now the phone itself runs sadly on Android Go 8.1. So there haven't been any updates to that, but the Go edition is actually pretty decent because it's pretty lightweight. It doesn't consume a lot of phone resources, which means that even with 16 gigabytes of internal storage and 1 gigabyte of RAM, it actually isn't that bad. And you do get the quad-core processor, however, I wasn't able to find out which one it is. You do get some gestures, so for example, if you press the power button twice, it goes into the camera. As you can see, it's not blazing fast, but it does its job pretty well. And the camera itself has its own portrait mode, but I'll cover that later on when I go into the camera itself. There is a background cleaner, which I'm not a big fan of, but if you'd like to, you can whitelist some apps that aren't killed in the background. So let's say you type it in on Messenger and you switch to Facebook, you'll go back to Messenger, and when it's whitelisted, it's not killed, which means that you go back to wherever you were. In terms of security, we only get swipe, pattern, PIN, and password, no fingerprint, no face recognition, but then again, do remember the price of the handset. What else have we got in here? Dura Speed. Switch on. Okay, so Dura Speed basically doesn't kill the apps in the background, which is what the whitelist thing does as well. But yeah, out of the box we've got sound enhancers, which don't really do much. There is no NFC on the phone either, so you can forget about using Google Pay or anything like that. But then again, considering the price of the handset, it's still not bad. At least you get Bluetooth, which would be interesting on a smartphone nowadays. So yeah, let's have a look what else we've got here. We've got a voice recorder, we've got YouTube Go, but actually, because it's Android Go, you might think it's not a full-blown Android, and you are right, but I will explain that in a second. So yes, you can download Netflix if you want to, which you can't do, for example, on a £900 Huawei Mate 30 Pro. But in terms of gaming, PUBG, unfortunately, is out of the equation. You still can download like Candy Crush Saga and stuff like that, but nothing more demanding. You can download Spotify if you want to listen to music as well. And that's actually pretty decent because the phone itself runs on Android Go. What it means that some of the apps are web-based. And I'll explain that in a second. So as you can see, we've got YouTube Go pre-installed, but you can download a box standard normal YouTube. The difference is that when you go, for example, to Google Maps Go, that means, which I'll show you in a second, it opens a web version of the Google Maps where the app is an app itself that has the Google Maps in it. So if you'd like to, you've got the Google Maps Go, but you can just download a standard normal Google Maps, which means you don't have to refer to the web version. So as you can see, I'm going to go to Google Maps Go now, which opens just the Chrome browser. Which just opens the Chrome browser, and then it leads you to the website. And as you can see, it takes ages to load up because it's like going onto maps.google.com on a normal phone. Hence why, if you want to, you can download the full-blown app, which still connects to internet but doesn't use web version of the app. And you can do the same with YouTube. You can do the same with Gmail as well if you want to. Then when it comes to camera itself, we've got the background blur, which is kind of like a portrait mode, and the picture samples will be at the very end of the video. Then we've got some manual settings as well. That kind of looks familiar. Very Nokia, HMD Global, Nokia familiar. But yeah. Then we've got the panorama, we've got the photo mode, which just doesn't want to come on. That is brilliant. Okay, and then we can record the videos, and if I remember correctly, you can record in up to 720p. So again, considering the price of the phone, that's not much, but at the same time, if you need to record any video, you can do that in 720p. Let's have a look what we've got in here as well. So we've got a face detection. You can change the camera megapixel resolution for the front and for the back as well. So yeah, pretty decent, I have to admit. So I'm actually interested in interested in how the phone sounds, because yeah, I wonder if it sounds any good. Let's have a listen. So thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Bye.